Yeah. Uh, Happy evening.
Happy evening.
Everyone.
Happy evening.
Yeah, this is a special.
அவரை காணமே வேலன் சார
Yes. So this is a special.
மறைந்திருந்து பார்க்கும் மர்மமன
Major.
வேலன் சார.
That is
Sir,
major.
I'm there. I
Yeah.
just put the video on mute, but I'm just there. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that is our
How are you,
major.
sir?
Sir, very, very good. Thank you very much. Really appreciate, sir. Thank you.
Major.
ரொம்ப நாள்
Major.
ஆச்சு. We have been
Oh, sir.
meeting in other forum also. Now,
Yes,
after
sir.
my
Yes, sir.
Major
Thank you, sir.
is our youngest member of
ஆமா
in Chennai,
ஆமா.
and he is joining us. He is joining us.
புரியுதா? When he says youngest member, you know what it is. இது பஞ்ச பூச்சணின்னு தமிழ்ல சொல்லுவாங்க. ஆனா இவர் அடிக்காத அடிதான் சொல்லுவாரு.
He is joining our spin meeting after several years. He has not been keeping good health. He is joining us, so he is
ஒண்ணும் இல்ல.
full of-
I was not having good health in the sense my heart was not working. So
Okay.
the doctor has fitted some other artificial intelligent heart separately. அது தூங்கிட்டு இருக்குது. அது கூட இருக்கு.
Oh,
He is
Oh my God.
he is already a major, so he has seen several. He has taken several births. There is another birth he has
Yeah.
taken recently.
God is
He
great,
has
sir.
come out with
God
a
is great.
stronger heart now.
Thank you.
Okay.
He is full of
God bless.
happiness and
God
enthusiasm.
bless.
Uh,
God bless you,
a
sir.
very happy evening to all of those who have joined us today. As you all know, Spin Chennai is more than 27 years old, one of the exclusive and dynamic spins amongst the 100 spins in the world which are active. We've been creating a lot of impact through the reach as well as the consistency and relevancy with the future focus. Chennai Spin has been a pioneer in promoting various high maturity quality and management practices, processes, frameworks, and models, including CMMI 2.0, ISO, various flavors, Six Sigma, Lean, Theory of Constraints, BS 7799, GDPR, Agile, Malcolm Baldrige, Balanced Scorecard, Blue Ocean Strategy, 5S, 7QC tools, ESG, and I can go on and on. So we identified digital transformation maturity, a very important component for Indian businesses to remain competitive very early in the game, several years ago. And to give you an example, if you take one metric like supply chain cost to the GDP, today we are at 14% of GDP, whereas with respect to the developed world, they are all at 8% of GDP. So that shows the inefficiency because that is all because of non-digital. So digital transformation can improve our competitiveness by a big margin. So we identified it very early in the game, and we have been conducting several conferences, sessions, and building awareness around this theme. And we are also pioneer in Agile. Since 2011, we have been on Agile, and we invited the Scrum creator, Dr. Jeff Sutherland, 2 times. One time as a speaker at our distinguished lecture series during the COVID era, and another time as chief guest for Watts Humphrey Awards. So also Spin Chennai, we have been doing generative AI. We see this as a huge trend starting last year. We have been doing a lot of sessions and discussing on the policies, frameworks around generative AI. So if you see last few sessions we have been having on generative AI, and currently we see sustainability and ESG are very, very important themes. So this year, we are going to do more sessions around this. And incidentally, on sustainability and ESG, we collaborated with the Gulf-based GEC group in bringing focus with the CXO community. During 2022, we also included this as a key focus area for Watts Humphrey Awards as one of the important topics under which we invited case studies. So Spin Chennai also has been supporting Atmanirbhar through startup innovation and contributions to the IP filing and thought leadership in the country with full vigor. And we are working on this through multiple partner ecosystems. Our steering committee members continue to play an active role in shaping global standards, including CMMI version 2.0, Agile, GDPR, and others. And our vision and mission at Spin Chennai is to build an open and world-class knowledge ecosystem, which is very compelling, highly relevant and value-adding, distinctively futuristic, and passionately co-creative. Some of the world-renowned gurus, for those of you who are new, would like to Dr. Watts Humphrey, who is hailed as the father of software quality in the world, had been with us for closely working with us for more than 10 years. Physically, we also helped in creating the Dr. Watts Humphrey Institute at Guindy Industrial Estate. We have done so many things with him, PSP, TSP, and other courses. Louis Trigger of Israel, who is one of the front runners in theory of constraints. He has been physically with us. He had been with us several years ago, conducted a one-day workshop. So Dr. Bill Curtis, again, who has worked on the CMMI model. Then Mark Johnson, co-founder InnoSight. Dr. Jeff Sutherland, who co-creator of Scrum and Agile. Michael Krigsman, who is an international columnist who has more than 1,000 appearances in CXO Talk. Professor Manu Vora, international management guru. People from Google, YouTube, Twitter. I think several Indian gurus have all been there have been part of Spin Chennai and the distinguished lecture series, like the one we have today. So our ecosystem has been expanding, and we have researchers, academics, leading practitioners, thought leaders, domain experts, SMEs, quality and process consultants, management, board of directors, HR experts, operations experts, infrastructure, marketing, supply chain, media partners. I think we have the entire mix of stakeholders. And in terms of engaging with Spin, there are several ways, at least 7 ways we have already defined. And you can see it in our website. You can become a member, corporate member or individual member, as an event delegate, like the one you are attending today, attendee of one of our training programs. You can attend a day-long or off-day training programs. You can be a contestant in Watts Humphrey Awards or other competitions. You may be a faculty or a trainer for a session, or you could be a strategic partner like IJATC, who help in publishing Spin member stories in the international journal, or you could be a sponsor of our event, or as academic partner, things like that. So coming to today's topic, sustainability mindset. Can infrastructure trigger this mindset, right? It's a very, very important question. Sustainability is becoming an important theme today in the world. Now, what do you mean by sustainability mindset? Sustainability mindset refers to the shift in thinking and behavior towards considering the long-term environmental, social, and economic impacts of our actions and decisions. See, we have been obsessed with what is that we need today, right? What do we need today? That is what, maybe tomorrow. We don't even think about future generations, but so the new mindset, what is needed is, something to help ensuring the planet is sustained while the profits are being made, right? So it involves the interconnectedness of the human activities with the natural world and striving to minimize negative impacts while maximizing positive ones, both now and for future generations. So that is what is the So what are the key aspects of sustainability mindset? Holistic thinking, a long-term perspective, systemic thinking, responsible consumption and production. I think I can go on and on. There are quite a number. So what are these technologies involved in sustainability? To look at it, renewables, right? Solar has become a big theme. Solar panel cost has been decreasing drastically. So how many of you people know about Moore's law, Metcalfe's law, things like that? How many of you know Swanson's law? Anybody? Swanson.
Hey, no idea.
Swanson's law is about price of solar PV modules decreasing by about 20% for every doubling in global solar capacity. So if you see the global solar capacity with the various announcements that are happening and the net zero targets by 2070 for India and several countries having net zero by 2050, they're all forced to go for renewable in a drastic pace. And one of the easiest ways to do this is through solar. So whenever global solar capacity doubles, the cost of solar panels, PV modules decreases by about 20%. This is what is Swanson's law, right? So at least that is one small takeaway for all of us. And in addition to the renewables, we are also looking at energy efficiency technologies, LED bulbs, high advanced HVAC and electric vehicles and smart transportation, circular economy where we recycle, reuse, smart grids for storing and distributing electricity and others, water treatment and desalination, carbon capture, utilization and storage. There are so many things around this area, sustainability aspect, which our speaker will be covering in great depth. He is one who has implemented all of these. So I was telling, we spend a substantial part of our life in the office, daily at least 8 to 10 hours. If our offices are sustainable and constantly we are reminded and be proud of that, it creates a culture and discipline that we carry home and everywhere. So if you take the landmark buildings like Ramanujam IT Park or Asanda's IT Park or the one in ITDC, Radial Park, Radial Road, everywhere these are sustainable, highly sustainable buildings that improve our productivity and mindset. So that is where if you ask me what is common amongst all these people, Dr. Velan is the architect of all these buildings. He has seen them grow from the first brick onwards, right? From the conceptual design onwards. So we are going to hear, from really the horse's mouth. Dr. Velan is currently the Chennai Center head and pan-India head for property management at Asanda's India. Asanda's IT, the CapitaLand is a Singapore headquartered global giant involved in IT and industrial park establishments. Earlier, he was heading the Tata Realty Infrastructure as CEO of the TRIL's flagship project called Ramanujam IT Park and successfully established it as one of the most happening IT landmarks in the city. So he's a graduate in civil and structural engineering with a post-graduation in business administration as well as ecology and environment. He has a PhD in civil engineering for the research work, mainly focused on the need of our subject, sustainable design of green buildings. That is his core project. So he has more than 30 years of corporate experience with the blue chip Indian and overseas companies that include Asia Motors, Color Chem, CB Richard Ellis, and Ascendas. The recognitions include fellowship from the Indian Green Business Council, Executive Committee Board Member in Indian Green Building Congress, Best CEO of the Year from Construction Infrastructure Architect World Magazine, Real Estate Professional of the Year from CMO Asia Singapore, Adjunct Faculty at SRM University, member of the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors. I think, it is, I just shared with you a few. There is a long list. So without spending any more time, I would like to invite Dr. Velan to share his thoughts. I would encourage all of you to unmute now. Usually we say mute, mute, but currently I would say unmute and give him a big applause.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Over to you, sir.
So nice of you, Rajaram sir. Good evening, everybody. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, very much.
Very good. Very good. So first of all, Namaskaram, sir, Chandrasekhar, sir, and I really take your blessings before I commence my discussions. It is not a kind of session or something. It's a matter of, I put it as a discussion with whatever I have learned, I have come across, I'm going to share. And of course, you have every liberty to stop me and we can deliberate in between also, if at all, if any to be discussed. So thank you very much, Rajaram sir, once again. And the topic is something, the need of our topic. I'm passionate about a sustainability area. Reason being, the way we are growing, in the country is growing in terms of the infrastructure, in terms of you can call it as amenities, you can call it as business relating to IT and service as well as the manufacturing sectors. The way we are going, obviously, it is very, very important to know that it consumes a lots of natural resources parallelly. Because if you talk about construction alone, for example, on IT campus I built, in a new premise, what and all I do, first of all, if there are any trees or something, we remove the trees. Unfortunately, that is the first step we get into. But good part is I do what we do with cut trees also later. But that is first we do. Then second, what we do, we dig the soil. Then what we do, we also go for putting a lot of foundations and all those things for which you need cement, steel, and various other materials. I mean, the entire ecosystem in that particular area is a kind of, I can put it, a kind of getting impacted. It's a reality of game actually. But at the same time, what is that we can do? I mean, can we stop all those growth? Obviously, it is not possible because of growth. When the country has to grow, people have to be economically going, growing. So, obvious reason these kind of developments are unavoidable, which is a requirement also. But what is that in 2000 to 2005, 2006, 7, and all we used to talk those days? It is something like a green building. Green building is something what we call it as actually is built in such a way it uses less energy, it uses less water, and it generates less quantum of waste. Besides providing comfortable working environment, that is what the theme of green building those days we brought in as a first step. When it was brought in the early 2000 or mid of 2000 to 2010, there were lots of reservations because at that point of time the cost of construction was high for any kind of green buildings relatively compared to conventional buildings, because the materials whatever you may have to use have to be either imported or brought from the distant places. So what has happened, because of that the cost of construction was relatively higher, even to the extent of 15% 20% kind of thing. Gradually, over a period of time, when people started accepting that concept of going for green building construction, on two aspects. One, voluntary, they preferred to go with the green building. The second is that the demand also made them. For example, Rajaram, when he was, running that IT companies, and likewise many IT companies today, or even in the past, started looking at only green buildings where I will step in, because my consumption of water, energy, everything is high, and I'm also looking at it as a socially responsible person for such kind of business operations. They took actually one step. Hey, your building is green, then I will come in. If your building is not green, I am not going to prefer your destination because your rent is low or whatever it is. So the mindset has come from the demand side also. Not only voluntarily the developers have gone for green building construction, but also the demand also picked up in such a way that people demanded only green buildings are preferred for them. So both ways it put pressure for the developers also to concentrate on going for green buildings. This is one part of the story. The second part of the story, the education to the system, the public system or the social or the communities into business or developers or you call anybody, the Indian Green Building Council, US Green Building Council, or you can call it GRIHA, or various other organizations. What has happened? They started promoting this green concept for the people to understand the reality of green and the benefits of going green, and ultimately how it provides the advantage for the people like that. That education has happened also through these forums and associations. Because of that, at some point of time, the green building construction has picked up drastically in the year 2000, 2003, 2005. What the percentage of green buildings were only 4 or 5, 6%. And today, my friends, if you look at it, any commercial building, any kind of public buildings or anything is being built today, including metro stations, including railway stations, including malls, including airports. You call any kind of construction today, public buildings or private buildings or that offices or I mean, predominantly will stay over there. In those kind of constructions, what happened today? Green building has become a kind of given, a kind of considered already, without which the buildings are not even planned and designed. So, on those grounds, what has happened, my friends, the promotion of green building concept has picked up very high and it has become a habit today. What I am trying to say is green building construction has become a necessity, a habit today. That is given. That is a kind of situation. Sustainability. Then, what is the difference between green building and sustainability? Probably we were looking at in green building only three factors: the people, less energy, less water, less comfort. I mean, working comfort. All those things were taken into the fronting. Importance of going for green. But my friends, has happened when the sustainability was talked about it later on to the next step. I'll go to that one slide and then come back. That is why I'm picking this slide actually. Yeah, this is the slide I want to show. In the year 2000 to 2015, 2014, the first, this one, second, the left one, green certification was the serious thoughts in the minds of the developers or end users or anybody for that matter. That is called step one, step by step approach. That is how we have gone for this growth of sustainability today. Then the next level growth actually today is that everybody is now focusing. Okay, yeah, I have come to a green building level. What is that I can do more towards that? Sustainability. The net zero concept is coming up, and then net zero carbon or carbon neutral is the third phase, which is going to be the long term, which is what we are talking about 2050, which is what we are talking about 2070. All those things are. I'm giving some sort of why this three-step approach. The three-step approach, I always believe, green building certification is in your hands. You can decide. You want to go for green building, you can design the building, you can do every kind of I will talk about it little later how you can do and all those things which is in your control. You can go ahead and get it certified and the building is green. The net zero is also in your control, because if I choose the building in such a way, I want to be net zero energy building, net zero water building, net zero waste building, which is in my control, I can able to go for it today. That is why we are migrating from green building to net zero building. And the third step, net zero carbon or carbon neutral, is an external dependent scenario. What exactly we mean by external dependent scenario? It also depends on various other materials like cement, steel. They are also manufacturing. They are also supposed to be net zero. Then only you can able to bring your building net zero carbon building. The material used in the construction is supposed to be net zero material where it is manufactured. Or you can call it as today the supply chain of various equipments are coming from abroad and all those things have become little less now, but it is also still happening from overseas, though the supply chain is also creating a lot of impact to the environment by means of bringing that importing and all those things are. So that is why it is going to be taking some more time, which is not in your hands alone. It is external dependent. Though the carbon neutral is going to take some more time, which may be 20 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, or 40 years from now. It depends on how quickly the countries are going to, or manufacturers are going to become net zero in their productionizing scenario. So now in this slide, what I want to highlight is when the green certification was initially proposed, there were cost differences. Later on, when the pickup of green concepts by the developers and even end users were seriously considered, lots of buildings, are almost 100% of the buildings have become green certified or green designed buildings, green level of design buildings. When volume increased, obvious reason the products manufacturing and also became local. When the products were available locally and competitive pricing also was possible, thereby the cost of construction has dropped from 15%, 10% to now at par with the conventional construction. It is at par with any kind of construction. Your cost of green building also same. Even marginally 1 or 2% more, which can be also looked at later by means of life cycle cost, you can able to recover it within 1 or 2 years. Now coming to net zero. Net zero, is it reality? It is a reality, which is what I'm going to talk to you people little later from the slides, and net zero carbon also, I will talk about it. Now going back, the introduction, what my friend Rajaraman offered to us, what exactly we mean by sustainability? Meeting needs of the present without compromising the future generations. A single statement, very simple statement. If you go and pull out lots of what you call it as, natural resources like fossil fuels, like for example, you also pull out lots of coal and whatever you required for generating power, assuming hypothetically, then you have a limited choice to control your future generations impact, because natural resources are depleting today to the maximum extent. What I am hearing, actually I am studying, actually I am researching right now, the natural resources are available for next few decades only. After that, the natural resources are going to get completely depleted. Then what will happen for the power, energy, or whatever it is? Similarly, the next world war, people are talking about it, which may also happen because of the water. So
Hi, sir. I think
it is also another way of looking at it. The third one, if you look at it, what is exactly we are talking about waste? The waste is not supposed to be taken so
Dr.
lightly.
Velan,
Yes,
your presentation slide has not come yet.
is it? Okay.
yeah, it
I will
stopped
do
also,
that.
sir. For the last 10 seconds, we did not hear you.
I'll do that. I'm sorry about it. Yeah.
Yeah. You were presenting the other natural resources, water will be depleted.
Yeah. It was always no slides were there, or it
No, it
was
was
not
there.
there for some
It
time.
It was there.
stopped.
Momentarily, we
No,
lost
no,
you.
it's the same slide. No. It is the same slide I'm talking actually. No worries. I'm talking about the same slide for some time. Am I audible?
Yes,
You are audible.
Okay. Okay. Now the slide is there.
yes. Sustainability, that question mark.
Yeah. Displaying is there.
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. So what exactly I was just talking about it. When a buildings are considered to be sustainable, natural resource depletion has to be minimal. For which, what is it we can do? There are two ways of doing it. One, you have to reduce the demand for the building. If I use normally for any building 1,000 units per month, per day, or per month, how I will choose that equipments, how I design the building in such a way my demand comes down from 1,000 units to 700 units, the design itself. Then remaining 700 units, what I will do? I will not use the conventional power. I will go for renewable power sources like wind, solar, geothermal, and various other means. We can able to do that. By means of doing that, we can able to bring that minimal consumption of natural resources. Similarly, when a people are using today's new jargon is that EV, electrical vehicles. It is also still you are not even 2% or 3% of the overall vehicle or 1%. It's very very minimal in number. Over a period of time, if that EV and all those things are going to be more in number, obviously that will also bring down the natural resource like fuel consumption for the vehicles. And one more interesting thing, if you look at that working place like a smart city concept, work, live, play, everything in the same place, in the same community. Like for example, I'm just quoting for some example, smart cities. Smart cities will have residences inside, factories inside or offices inside, houses, retail malls, schools, colleges, and the roads are having that cycling and all those things. In that kind of atmosphere, obvious reasons, the supply chain, all those things are going to be managed appropriately. That will become a sustainable. So no major consumption of any kind of fuel at all required. Such kind of situation, whether it is doable for everywhere. That is why we are talking about it. One more arrangement: use of public transports, reduce that vehicle usage for individuals or something like that. Use of public transport like metros, which are all very well now getting designed and implemented. So it is going to help on those areas also. So slowly we are moving towards the situation where we are going to have definitely the sustainable way of living. So, what exactly this summary of the statement is? Sustainable buildings expands and complements the building design concerns to economy, utility, durability, and comfort. It means is one which uses less water, optimizes energy efficiency or consumption, conserves natural resources, generates less waste, and provides healthier space for the people living or working in that particular premise as compared to conventional buildings. This is called a sustainable green building all about. Okay, then when we are talking about sustainability, and as Sir was mentioning, it doesn't stop only in the building level, environment level. It also goes beyond that, the society level. It also goes beyond that. How one could able to provide economical side also. That I will talk a little later in another set of um, presentation I have, which I will talk about it little more in depth for the two remaining components, social and economic. Now we'll simply talk about environment side alone to start with. What are the basic things we focus when we are designing a green building or sustainable building? You have to design the building in such a way the structure design efficiency, energy efficiency, water efficiency, and waste and toxic reduction. We have to just understand when the people are involved grassroots level onwards, basically in any project, a new project is being designed right from the conceptualization stage onwards till design and commencement of construction. It is completely focused on sustainable design. I can connect this with management functions. The functions of management are four, right? Planning, organizing, execution, and control. When you are talking about the planning phase in any management, I think you are all experts on that. I can only touch it upon a bit actually for your comparison. The planning is done in the building industry also same. If any planning process is taken care properly to the precise level or even accurate level, the project is 60% already done, appropriately planned. Then all the other factors are coming. Likewise, in any building construction also, the design phase is planning phase. The pre-construction phase is planning phase. If you are planning the design, what and all I have to take care in this building. For example, I'm just talking to you. There are two factors when we are talking about sustainable design: active measures, passive measures. I'm just picking up the words because these are all the interesting things which you will be really appreciating. When I design the building, I will take active measures. Can anyone highlight what exactly I mean by active? Okay, let us talk about passive measures. Anyone can able to highlight me what are called in a passive measure in a building? Anybody? The passive measures are such the orientation of the building so that the sunlight is not hitting directly inside the office. The facade, is it glass and opaque? It should not be fully glass, then it is going to be definitely not efficient. It has to have glass full, no problem, but visible vision panel, we call it as. Vision panel is supposed to be only 30% to 40%, so that light alone goes inside, not the heat. And then the remaining part, if you look at from outside, there are glasses. Then obvious reason there will be light also same inside. You may be thinking, right? That is why I'm saying it will be outside full glass. There will be inside also. There is called a vision panel and opaque panel. We call it as. So spandrel panel we call it as. The vision panel is the glass
Hello.
above the table. Hello?
என்னாச்சு
Am I audible?
ஆ
Rajaram? Mr. Rajaram, audible?
You are audible, sir.
I think somebody is. No, let me mute them.
Okay. Yeah. What happened actually when we are designing the building, the vision panel, spandrel panel, we call it as inside only 30% or 40% will be the glass light will penetrate inside the building. Remaining, even though it looks full glass outside, inside it's only from the table height to their ceiling height is glass. Beyond, above that, below that will be opaque. Like you may have cement boards or you may have some sort of fixed boards, and also that the light is not going towards that right internally. Externally, facade side, aesthetic side, full glass may be there. And that also, if you look at it, nobody is going for full glass. Only 30 to 40% people go for glass. Remaining place is going to be wood or other materials. So that is called passive design. And natural light goes inside. What is active design? Active design is something like that. Use of energy efficient lights, use of energy equipment, energy efficient equipments, use of recycling STPs and all those things, whereby you treat that wastewater and all that recycle within the building. Even cooling towers, for example, water cooled chillers and all we use today compared to air cooled chillers for air conditioning. Air conditioning load in a building is 60%. For your information, in the high-rise kind of office buildings. If you look at it, if I use chilled water, such voluminous 24/7 operation, if I use water-cooled chillers, if X is the power consumption for water-cooled chiller, if I use air-cooled chiller, it's a 2X. Because you have to cool the system using air is a very low lower efficient compared to water. Water is automatically a coolant on its own. You don't have to put a fan to push the air to cool. You need to have just a fan, a blower to run the cooling tower. So water is a coolant. It provides less consumption of power for the building. That is active. I'm just giving you the flavor of what active and passive. If you do that kind of design, my friends, you will be able to bring down energy consumption drastically. This is what I was telling, demand reduction. By means of adding this passive active measures, you reduce the power consumption to the extent of 25 to 30% in a conventional compared to conventional buildings. And remaining 70%, I told straight away. What will you do? Go for renewable power. If you go for renewable power and also optimize your demand for the building, obvious reasons, your overall building is net zero energy. I'm telling you a very interesting story. In some places, the buildings are also net positive. That means they also generate more power, which is not required for their campus in this renewable power kind of thing. So those kind of things are also there, but it is yet to pick up that kind of situation. The momentum is not that much. So this is what we call it as sustainable way of designing a building. I'm giving you some sort of example. This is what I told. Active and passive measures reduces the this one. I am just giving an example of a radial road project. We have built one interesting project. I will show the picture if I can able to show that in the screen only. We have done the building design in such a way, the architecture passive, you see here, daylight penetration is 75% of the office space. It's daylight penetration. Shading devices like fins, we call it as fins, will reduce the heat allowed inside the building. So these are called passive. Active measures, you see second column. Water cooled chillers used. Electronically commuted fans, EC fans we call it as, which reduces the energy consumption to the extent of 20 to 30%. Variable frequency drive, LED lighting. LED lighting, I mean, everybody knows today LED lighting, everybody talks, everybody uses. There is one more thing also available. LED DC is available today. DC. And the LED DC lights are furthermore optimal, in terms of energy consumption. So all those things are called active measures, which resulted rather. If a common building consumes a third column, if you see baseline from ECBC norms, that is Energy Conservation Building Code, which is the prevailing code right now, it says in a common commercial office building like Ascendus building or Ramanujan City or Tidal or any kind of major buildings consumes 103.42 kilowatt hour per square meter per year. And the design of a radial road project has been made in such a way 75.9 kilowatt per hour per it reduce it's only 27% reduction compared to what exactly conventional building consumes. Thereby, we reduced to 27%. Remaining, we have gone for on-site rooftop 2.5, 97.5, our own solar farm. We have put up our own solar farm in Tuticorin, and it has been commissioned also. About 23 megawatt of power has been commissioned by ourselves, which provides the power for the buildings actually. So, in my summarizing statement in terms of net zero energy, demand reduction by active passive measures, which provides automatically reduces my total demand by 27% compared to conventional building, and remaining percent also I have gone for my own solar and wind farm. So this is providing the net zero, which is doable. What I am trying to say is it's not patting on our back. It is a real case study whereby if you are able to provide these passive active measures appropriately and design the building in such a way, your demand reduction has become about 27%, and remaining you go with the renewable power, either wind or solar or combination of hybrid, we call it as solar and wind, and also to some extent geothermal, you are done with net zero energy situation. Is it clear? Any kind of clarifications over here, please? I stop here for a minute to breathe also.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah,
Can I?
please.
See, when you're talking about the conservation, active conservation, there could be some of the clients of yours who actually wanted, based on their guidelines, like global captive centers, they would insist that certain amount of lighting or certain amount of way it should be, which might sometimes go against the policies. How do you manage that?
There are two ways of looking at it. See, whatever you design your buildings, I'm just giving a fair amount of idea. Whatever the lux level we call it as in the parking area, in the office area, in the server areas, in every kind of areas, when we are looking at it, the lighting part of it, it is taken care in line with whatever the savings we are talking about. It is nothing to do with the tenant consumption. I'm talking to you on that lines. It is based on what one for every 1 person for every 80 square foot a person is going to sit and operate. If you talk about data center, it's different. If it is office, this will take care of their overall lighting lux level, their overall comfort level, their precision air condition level. Everything is taken care in this design. Having said that, your consumption of power for the tenants requirements, if it is varying for any reason, where in case you are using your renewable power, which will see, assuming hypothetically the EPI may be going up a little bit, but it will get offset by using this renewable power for the said area. Thereby, you can able to neutralize. Am I answering you correctly, or
Yes,
is
sir.
there any?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got it. I got it. I was exactly asking
Y-
about data centers and IO availability areas.
Yeah. In fact, if
Okay.
you ask me, data center also, my friend, what happens today is that I'm going to give you the fantastic response to you on this data center also. Data center is another big area where it's only just, consumption of power, and cooling load, etc. So what happens in that scenario? You are forced to, in data center policy and all in Maharashtra is already effective. In Tamil Nadu also it is becoming effective. To some extent, it is getting slightly tweaked actually because of the practical scenario. Sir, 25% of your power supposed to be, yeah, they are saying 10%. Some people say 25%. Supposed to be renewable power, minimum consumption. That demand, the rule has come. Whereas in Tamil Nadu, you have 2% of the renewable power, solar power in the roof terrace or anywhere. If you use it also, it is okay. 2 to 6%. But in Maharashtra, for data center consumption is high, your impact is high. So they are increasing that minimum requirement to that level of 10 to 25%. My submission to all of you is that even if it is going to be 50 kilowatt, it is not impossible. I'm telling you, in our capital land, we are designing a solar business as a vertical itself to our captive consumption alone. Can you believe how much it is? 1 gigawatt. One
Wow.
gigawatt of 1 gigawatt of power is what we are anticipating in next 5 years down the line. In such a situation, 1 gigawatt is something phenomenal quantum actually. So we are just working on that kind of situation. So even data center providing with the renewable power is a way we can look at it. The future it has to be, otherwise it's going to hit left and right and center. So that's where it is, my friend. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Can I come in? This is Major Chandrasekhar. Can I come in, Mr. Velan, sir?
Yes, Mr. Chandrasekhar, please.
Okay. Now I got your point. All these things, the green building. I am of the opinion, having been interacting with the vice chancellors of the educational institution,
Yeah.
wherein they are talking about architecture, building, and things like that. Take the case of
Yeah.
Anna University. Because I
Yeah.
am close to that one. Late
Yeah.
Babai is the first lady batch who came out to the
Yeah.
civil engineering. Uh,
Okay.
what the awareness of this kind of this thing, green building awareness, is it not percolated to the students? Number one, what is that? You have something in your mind, how you are going to interact with them, because see, green building certification, I've been hearing it because being in the Institute of Standard Engineers, we were talking about IEEE standards were there for green building engineering. And Sales Ram's
Yes.
family used to
Yes.
do a Sales Ram from Adyar.
Yes.
You must be
Yes.
knowing it.
Yes.
His
Yes. Of course. Of course. Yes.
yeah.
Chennai.
So we are
Yeah.
talking about green building. Number one. Number two, how are you going to bring in the awareness in the grassroots level of people who are going to design and develop? Number one. Number two, I have been the consultant for the Saint Gobain. Okay, they are the glass manufacturing. This one, since I know the top man and other thing, you are talking about earlier. We used to be afraid of my CMD used to tell me anything which is tinted glass means don't go near. It will be very costly. Now you are talking about the other kind of glasses manufacturing. What is the interaction with the glasses manufacturing? Can the CII has taken? I'm talking about Confederation of Indian Industry at Chennai, southern region has taken up because he is there. The Sengobin is closely associated with CII. Can we have a sort of thing which can be done? Because we are yet to come out of the kind of this thing with the glass manufacturing. In that process, I will tell you, having seen, I was at Weimar with my daughter. So the Weimar, I used to see a lot of these things available for rent during the time when we had a ship. A pandemic had a time, then work from home. That itself has created so many buildings, high-rise buildings where goes for a sale. Now the things are slightly better. Third point which I wanted to tell you, sir, you are talking about active and passive measure. In active measure, we have done in many other things. A simple thing, like for example, how many of the industry has got a methodology to collect the water vapor output of the ACs and utilize it? Because this is the most pure form of water, in my opinion. Because I was a 5 years consultant with a Japanese consultancy organization, and I've done it like Godrej and other things. Simple things, sir, like that. You're talking about green building, absolutely nice. I mean, I am happy. And let me add the last point. There was a time when we used to pay, because being an electronic and telecommunication engineering fellow, I had the problem in the initial stage because my close friend was taking care of the production. We had only one unit at Ghaziabad, which was manufacturing the solar cells. The solar cell efficiency was one of the drawback we had earlier. Slowly it has overcome. Now you may be knowing it much better than me as what is the latest. But the solar cell, as it was brought by Rajaram, Atmanirbhar, we are trying to come out with our own method of making. Otherwise, we used to import these solar cells and integrate it. That is what is that. But what is that in your opinion? Because you are in the neck deep into this field. But kindly highlight it, sir. Thank you for your time.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I think I really appreciate there are 4 questions raised here. First thing is, yes, we are talking about green building and net zero and all those things. How does it get conveyed or penetrated in the minds of students?
Yes, sir.
I wish to start this statement. For example, incidentally, the question is also directed to me because I am also responsible for Indian Green Building Council. I am an executive committee member. You know that, and I have been given the responsibility of a chairman of Green Education Committee in IGBC.
Wow, wow.
Fortunately, the question also coming in the right time. This morning, I was attending a kind of seminar which is titled as 1 minute. I just tell the title also. Basically,
Sir.
yeah, just a minute. I'm just
Oh, no problem. No
getting.
issues. I was
No,
getting worried.
I'm
I'm
only
not
helping out. What exactly title of that seminar today, which was held in Ramachandra University, the Ramachandra Medical University in Porur, which was about talking about
SRM.
the green
Ramchandra Medical University.
medical
Udayar.
university. Yeah, today and
Uh,
tomorrow it is happening. Today and
hmm.
tomorrow, the title of the seminar, 2 day seminar, including startups and innovation people are having stalls over there. I was a guest of honor there. The title was that green manufacturing and carbon neutral possibilities or carbon resilience kind of thing. So
Okay.
what happened? What happened? I was just speaking there, and incidentally, there were about hundreds of students also part of that particular this one. My role is that in IGBC, we have a kind of, if you look at IGBC.in, there are two
Mhm.
things we do. We do one, there is accredited professionals, Indian Green Building Council accredited professionals course. We conduct it is not course means you have to attend 1 year, 2 year, 1 month, 2 months. It is straightforward at your leisure. You can read, understand, and we also give that coaching, and you can appear the professionals, working professionals, IT employees, manufacturing employees, industrial employees, or students, or anybody can able to understand the curriculum is there, syllabus there, reading materials are there. They can read it at their ease, and they can appear online in IGBC itself. That provides them the opportunity to understand more on sustainability and green buildings. One, that is one part. Second, faculty development program. Indian Green Building Council has done so far 6,000 to 8,000 faculties development program in terms of green building and sustainability alone. And all that, for example, AICTE. IGBC entered into an understanding with AICTE for having a curriculum of sustainability and green building in their every kind of engineering colleges across country, and we are also giving that credit to that particular course kind of thing. We have promoted that. And in addition to that, recently IIT Madras has come out with a sustainability program, which is a course, a year course or 2 years course like that, and all. They are going to be now popular. Sastra University, where I am also providing some sort of association myself, and we are bringing in some sort of green education, sustainability education, and we are giving minor course kind of thing. The students can pick it up in say third year onwards like that. So what we are trying to say here is Anna University working very closely with environmental engineering department and civil department for that particular thing. Recently, we have conducted beautiful program in Anna University by IGBC and Anna University together. The international conference was held here in the month of November last year. We have conducted the first kickoff meeting conference here. The first meeting, 4 days event of IGBC International Conference is for the student chapter only. We have almost 300, 400 student chapter across Tamil Nadu and southern part of India and across India. There are several hundreds of student chapter we open in the universities, in the colleges, promoting the green education. We share the journals to the colleges, student chapters, that one of the faculties will be responsible for the student chapter. All those things are being done to inculcate
Excellent.
the future generation is aware of the importance of sustainability. Number two, in school level, we have gone to that level. This first day, the award, the inaugural session, the chief guest presents the award to 3 schools out of whatever number of schools participates in the competition. In the last year, it was 200 or 40, 240, 44 schools participated. We give a kind of a topic. The students can pick up an innovative idea what they can able to implement in their school campus, in their village, in their place, whatever the society community. They can pick up that idea and come up with a solution and come and present. School children 8th to 11th students, we every year we give 15 lakh, 10 lakh and 5 lakh, 3 prizes. 15 lakh, 10 lakh and 5 lakh prizes that is given to those kind of selected prize winners to implement that solution in their place, whatever they come up with. So what we are trying to say here is, in summary, not only IGBC, but also in CapitaLand itself, we are promoting one called Innovation Fund. We are also creating one more company, Sustainability Challenge. All those things are startup companies, even 1 or 2 companies I can name. We are also promoting in India, also 1 or 2 companies have participated, and once they are successful, we invest on their company to come up with a product, a prototype, and get into the market. And after that, they can do themselves, nothing to do with CapitaLand. So every kind of initiatives are happening today to promote green in the minds of youngsters. That is answer
Very good.
number one. Answer
Yeah,
number one. Number two, you were mentioning about vacancy in the OMR during pandemic post. Today, I am saying Ascendus, Taramani used to be always 100% occupied. At pandemic time, it dropped to 63%. In Taramani, I'm talking about it. 63%
true.
because of work
True.
from home, all those things. You know what is it today? 97% again bounced back.
Yeah, TCS is a chap who built a cat. Okay, I know that. They said,
So
forget it, come back.
So what happens is that is one part of the story. Second part of the story is because of pandemic. Earlier, people used to work one in 50 square feet kind of thing, call center, AO like that. But now the awareness has come. The design is made in such a way there is a social distancing. There is a people connect is also having very nice ambience, looking of a green building, wellness certifications, and all those things have become very serious subject today because of the pandemic. Thanks to pandemic, one form or other, it is also helping us actually. So that is what is creating that again bouncing back situation on vacancy. Your second question. The third question is very, very interesting and important question. I respect that question and respect you for raising that question, is that the condensate from the air conditioning systems, if you look at it, it's almost zero TDS. Almost
Yes.
it is zero TDS. It's a nil TDS water. If you look at it, the quantum of water we generate from AHUs through the condensate. The beautiful thing what we do in our, I don't know whether I have, I'll just check 1 minute. If I have water balance diagram, I can able to show
Sorry
you.
if I put you into unnecessary
No,
problem.
no, you asked me a right question. I'm happy about it. Rather, I'm not having. I mean, I'm just seeing anywhere the word is there. How
It is there. We used to do it in 5 years.
so what
Part
we
of 5 years.
do? What we do normally is that we collect that condensate water. Ah, it is here. I picked up here. You see alternate water. In the
Oh,
last but one, you see
yes.
condensate water. My friend, you saved my face. This slide saved
Yeah,
my
yeah.
face.
Net zero
Huh?
water building. Yeah.
Rajaram, it's this slide saved my face. Huh? Yes, I was about to give the statement only, but luckily it is here, so people should not think that it is a gyan. So it is a realistic statement. The condensate is collected back into that treated wastewater, where if the TDS level is about 300, 400, or 350 something, the zero condensate TDS water is mixed with that, and it is used in the cooling tower.
Wow.
Thereby, the entire water is reused. That is what I am trying to say here, my friend.
How about drinkable water, sir?
It is,
Sir, please go
if
ahead.
it is fed onto RO, sorry to interrupt you, if it is fed onto your RO system, the same water, if we can store it, and if you suppose if you are having a huge number of AC running, and if that can be connected and fed onto an RO system, the output of RO can be is as
Very
pure as
efficient.
any other.
Any other.
Am I
You are
right,
absolutely
Velan, sir?
right. You are absolutely right. But there is one thing I can put in: the condensate water is not a huge in quantity. It all depends on the capacity of the chillers you use, capacity of the AHUs you use, and all those. But still, it's a large quantity comparatively. Normally, it is thrown off. It only drips. It goes into
Yes,
better in
yes,
those
yes.
days. Those days
Absolutely,
where
you are right.
those days it was the scenario, but now we find zero TDS is very precious, so we connect it to that treated this one, and it is as good as drinkable, whatever we call it. As one more interesting thing, this throws another question, I mean answer to Rajaram sir, today I am telling you very interesting concept has come. The drinking water is drawn from air. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Today, there are systems available. They can able to draw or convert that air, that oxygen molecules and all that, convert into water, and it is used to drinking water. Anyway, that we will talk about later. Quickly, because I am taking a lot of time, and my apologies. Very quickly, because you have offered me 1 hour 30 minutes, I suppose. I already consumed 1 hour 15 minutes. So
Dr.
that is
Drinking
Mr.
water from
Velan,
air is available
sorry,
at
last.
sorry to
if you
interrupt
go
you,
there you
Mr.
can see it.
Velan. Mr. Velan, sorry to interrupt you. This is what we have done it when I was in the, in Rajasthan desert. At
Yeah.
night, we used to put the sun, we had something like an umbrella type of this thing. That was a rudimentary things. Nighttime, when the dews are collected, we used to use that water for the sun. Because in Rajasthan desert, when we are on to desert warfare, absolutely water is one thing which is a scarce commodity. So we have to innovate ourselves and then find it out. I just wanted to add it on. Sorry to have
Super.
disturbed you, sir.
No. The last question also I answer, and then I will take the other question. The last question is solar. You were asking about solar efficiency, solar panel efficiency. Yes, it started from 300 watts per square meter. Now it is 540. Now it is going 590. The efficiency of solar panels are the design of efficiencies in solar panels are migrating, are advancing to a level where it can generate higher watts per square meter of the glass panel. It is becoming
Excellent,
very,
excellent.
very, very superb today. Thereby, with a lesser area, a lesser panel surface, you can able to generate more power per square meter basis. So that is a reality today. That answers your fourth question. Over to some other gentleman who was asking some question. Anybody else asked some question to me? I'm sorry.
Only one question you are not answered, Mr. Velan. Integrating
sorry.
yourself into integrating with your thing with the glass manufacturing. I was talking to you about
Okay.
the
Yeah.
Saint-Gobain. Saint-Gobain is one of the most main industry which is right at the in Chennai. How is it integration? What your type of the glasses manufacturer? Because they are the very this one.
See,
Sir,
very
please go
simple
ahead.
logic is very simple logic is business as usual is not going to business as usual is not going to make any kind of a kind of advantage for any manufacturer today unless otherwise there is an innovation in any kind of product differentiation. Then only the people will also tend to move towards that particular person who can able to sustain the business. The company what you have named, which I should not talk in the name of the company because in the presentation it should not be read like we are promoting that company alone. For that matter, the companies are coming up with various U value glasses, reflective glasses, and it is called high lower U value, high reflective glasses, and various films which is going to reduce the heat
Yeah,
penetration
yeah,
into so
yeah,
many
yeah.
things. Same company whom you are talking about, it is also coming with so various options. So then only you can be existing in the otherwise competition is definitely going to make a lot of no challenge
Thank
for
you.
you and
Because
existing.
I used to talk to
Yeah.
me when we were
Yes. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
swear I swear
Yeah.
used to talk to me on that
Yeah.
particular line. Thank you, sir. I don't
Thank
want
you.
you to occupy all
So
of this. There are a lot of people, the
yeah.
learned people, let them question you further. Thank you,
Sure.
sir.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Shall I move ahead, or anybody has any other question? Okay. Then similarly, anybody try to ask something? Sorry. Okay. Similarly, net zero water. Net zero water is something very interesting, my friends. Basically, raw water, is basically there are three terms we use: raw water, alternate water, then given back to source. What is raw water? Raw water is a straightforward municipal water, borewell water, tank water you purchase. That is raw water. What is alternate water? Gray water. Gray water is what? That is your treated wastewater, condensate water, or you also buy gray water. Suppose I have a lot of gray water, I don't have that much consumption, you can also give it to sources, other people using. For example, how many of you know, I don't know, Palikarnai Marsh
True.
as a
I know
beauty.
it. I know each and everything, and unfortunately I put it that area.
Okay, so what happens is that grey water is as good as is a normal water, even though it is there. They treat, they only filter and give the water. It's very good water, but it's filtered and supplied as a grey water to other companies so that you can able to use it for your grey water. That is called alternate water. What is given back to source? Whatever water you are generating as an alternate water, rainwater you collect in sump and use it. For example, I'm going to give one case study here. In our Radial Road campus, we have built the underground sump in such a way I can collect the rainwater for 2 months of my consumption in the next 2 months or 3 months also. So that means you store the water and use it, and whatever overflow, it is not complete rainwater you can store. You can only store this much, and remaining water you can't just like that push it to the stormwater drain. That is why in that peak of rain also in this year also, my inside the campus was pitch dry. What I did actually, whatever the terrace water, building terrace water or surface runoff going into that particular sump, after the sump is full, it goes into the stormwater inside the premise. We dug boreholes in the stormwater drain, which goes and connects with the shallow water table of that particular vicinity. What it means, shallow water table is like your well, open well. If you go and dig the well, you have water at 30 feet, 20 feet, 60 feet, whatever it is. And that is called a top water source. Another one is deep water source, that is a deep boreholes. The shallow water table, we go and charge this rainwater into that shallow level through the boreholes. Thereby, it is getting connected to the shallow water table in that particular area. That means you are recharging that particular shallow water table. That is also considered to be the water given back to the source. These are all the things which adds up to this is what I have mentioned here. 2 MLD of water storage we have. Sorry, this TP we have. Treated wastewater is used for HVA, flushing, water irrigation. Everything is done. Rainwater harvesting, some 1,006 cubic meter plan. It is also built already. And rainwater harvesting pit, I mentioned actually 26 numbers we already done. And we are water fixtures which reduces 42% of the water consumption. Plumbing fixtures what we use. Like that, we use a lot of things. We also put up plants in such a way which is not consuming more water. It also gets survive on its own during drought or summer situations. So what exactly I'm trying to say here is that by means of adopting these kind of initiatives, we could be able to bring in net zero water status. Last one is a net zero waste. This is very interesting. I want to bring one gentleman who has provided this opportunity to me to look at how I can able to be a net zero waste campus. One, what are the primarily waste we get? Wet waste, that is food court waste or kitchen waste or something like that, wet waste. What we do is standard process across all our campuses. We have organic waste compost, which is a mechanical system. If you put that any kind of even bones of that meat people eat in the non-vegetarian restaurants, vegetarian food waste, everything is completely put it into that particular pulverizing system that converts that entire thing into a semi-liquid state, and then you put it along with that, you add some charcoal and other things, then you store it in the bins and add some enzymes so that the entire waste becomes a black soil or manure over a period of 20-22 days. So that is called organic waste compost. The next waste is paper waste. The paper waste is also plenty in campuses like ours. What we do, we have tied up with one of the companies which is ITC Bhadrachalam, which I can able to say because it's available. You people also can make use of. They take the wastewaters once in 3 months or 2 months, depending upon the volume. All the tenant paper waste or anything after that shedders, they don't have to give as it is. They can put in shedder and give that paper waste. It is bundled and kept ready. The guys are coming and picking up and converting into notebooks or another alternative material which we use it for CSR, handing over to the school buildings, schools, children, that kind of thing, paper waste. The last one very important is that metal waste and all you can easily recycle. The one interesting thing is e-waste. Here is where I want to compliment or appreciate. I think I have to minimize the slide and I want to bring him in the screen for a minute. The man is Dr. R.V. Rajaram. Is a man who have given me that opportunity of calling me to that particular, what do you call it as, um, uh, university, which is Vale University, right? It is a Vale Tech.
Well tech.
Well
Well tech.
Tech. So
Yep.
he took me over there. He took me over there. He showed me over there how interesting the startups, innovation startup companies they are promoting in the college. So I picked up basically, thanks to Rajaram, motivated one of the guys over there, and I can tell you, we made him as an entrepreneur today. We made him as an entrepreneur today. We signed up MOU with the gentleman. He put up e-waste recycling plant. I want to compliment Rajaram who has given me the opportunity, and today we promoted that guy. And all my tenants in that Ascendus campus or any other new campuses we are building up or coming up with, those waste is collected by him, including mobile phones, laptops, desktops, printers, you name anything, and he gets it actually. I'm sorry, just taking 1 minute. My power is going off. I'll call the person to put the charger. Take me a 1 minute. Rather, I will go there where power is available. Sorry.
Hello.
Dr. Velan is charging his laptop. Just 2 minutes. He'll join back.
It's Raja. Raja,
Ah,
what's that? What is that?
no. His laptop is running out of power.
I know that came up. It did. I was cautioned enough, so I put my power pack while starting itself. I know it will take some time. Rajaram, if you remember, we
Yeah.
have visited that particular asylum where Sudha Narayanamurthy was hosting it. I'm forgetting the name of that particular asylum. They were making the paper, this one, out of the scrap, what they get it, scrap papers, they make handmade papers. Remember that, your visit? I'm talking about way back, 30.
Ramakrishna home.
No. The other one where they were accommodating the destitute women and things like that. Remember, they were all not fully.
No.
They had a lot of mental problem too.
Correct.
You are the leader. IT, share it. We call it a share IT.
Correct.
What a smile! I like your smile. This is how we coined it, and then that time we went and saw that particular thing, handmade paper. They shown us how a mentally retarded one was made to come into that level entrepreneurial thing. Now you're talking about, you're a big gun now. We are talking about entrepreneur development, whereas those days itself,
You have
30.
taken me back by 30 years.
Yes.
My memory is so poor. I don't.
Sorry,
No.
guys.
Your
I'm
memory
sorry.
can never be.
I'm
Your
sorry.
memory can never be
Guys.
poor.
Yeah, Dr. Velan is back.
Yep.
Welcome.
I'm sorry. There was some sort of connectivity.
No problem.
So what we have done, we promoted that guy, and he signed up with every tenant of our premise and ourselves also. So thereby, actually, what happens is we are able to treat that e-waste also and getting it converted. I think that new terminology which we are using is actually wealth out of waste. So he
Yep.
also pays back the people from whom he is collecting that waste, and he's compensating that for every laptop. He's giving back about 600 rupees or 750 rupees of waste money, and the mobile phones 150 rupees, something like that. I don't remember exactly value, but he gives back the money to those people, gave that e-waste. Otherwise, you will be either storing at your house or you will be throwing into the e-waste bins. So that is also something like, I'm not showing the presentation. I've just showed to that. Go to the sharing. So what happens actually is that this is the kind of situation where we are able to bring in a lot of interest in terms of waste recycling processing. Thereby you can able to bring in net zero waste also. For example, even in the construction phase, whatever that we get in the site, actually, like boulders, granite, and we are digging the soil, all those things should be reused. For example, topsoil, we remove 10% of the topsoil. 30 centimeter of the topsoil, we store it because that has a lot of quality which can able to support the plants to grow. So of those kind of things we do, which creates a lot of opportunity for bringing net zero. Left side, if you see during construction phase, and what and all we do, and right side is what is called how beneficial it is. So we call it as quantity of waste to the landfill is to be minimized by means of reusing it. In summary, my dear friends, what I am trying to say here is
Pallikaranai. Still, they are making that now in a big way.
yeah, yeah, we will complete this presentation very shortly. We are in last few minutes. I'll take it up to summarize and close it. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you are going for this net zero or green building or net zero carbon, is going to be not very tough. In large campuses like ours, when we are able to bring in this kind of initiatives and able to control what do you call it as the impact, it is very easy for any other kind of developments in large campuses where that energy consumption, water consumption, everything is huge. And obvious reasons, if there is a right mindset, if there is a commitment from every segment, manufacturing or any kind of segment, if it is available, it is not difficult to bring in and implement. So that is where I just thought I will summarize this brief one. I thought of having it little more discussion. I have a lot of more slides also available for me to share. Like for example, I'm just sharing one particular slide alone because I have prepared exclusively because my friend told me it has to be something like 1 minute. I'm just sharing that also for a minute. Very quickly, I will share what I have prepared. At least you people know I have done some homework. So basically, if you look at this particular topic, actually, the slide what I am going to show very briefly is exclusively prepared for the title what he has given me. Mindset of IT BPM, how it can be done, how it will be helpful, what is sustainability, what is sustainability mindset is all about. And I was also talking about how an IT and this side we can able to bring in data centers, remote work and telecom, computing practices, cloud computing and visualization, sustainable software development, supply chain sustainability, and how this and all can able to bring in not even smallest thing today iPhone. I just read it through. Even they don't sell chargers. You know that if you go and buy that iPhone today, they don't sell the chargers. They ask you buy chargers separately. It is not under the packet of iPhone today. So there is a seriousness. The people who buys iPhone, second phone or whatever it is, they should use their existing charger. Or even one more step they have gone for. The common chargers are also now compatible to your iPhone 15. For example, if you use Samsung or something, the same charger can also be used for iPhone charging also. So that kind of compatibility, even to the smallest level of charger. Earlier, right? If you buy iPhone pack, it will be charger also inside one more charger. It is not there now today iPhone. That kind of, I'm just giving an example. You were asking about employee education, engagement and education. Those are all the things, when you are looking at it and design of green building, monitoring and reporting, this has become very, very serious. So if you look at all those factors today, the sustainability is not for any individual, it is for every common man, every common citizen, or every public, everybody in the universe. It is applicable. Unless otherwise we are going to focus on those matters seriously, it is going to be a challenging situation for the world, for the entire universe. So with that, I just want to summarize: sustainability is the need of the hour, which is going to be the focus. Every segment today: residential, industries, commercial, retail, you call any segment, hospitals, schools, institution, everybody focuses on sustainability, which is not something a luxury, it is a need of the hour. Thank you very much, Rajaram, and entire spin team for giving me this opportunity to speak to you all and of hour, and I'm thankful for this opportunity provided. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. I think It was very, very insightful. Maybe we will open it up for one question, considering the time.
Yeah.
Dr. Velan, Jaishankar here, and it has been a great, great session.
Good evening,
because
sir. Good evening.
Please, very good evening, and thanks to everybody. It has been a fascinating session
Thank you.
because as outside industry professionals, we don't get these insights. So most grateful to you
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
Dr. Rajaram. One quick question, slightly, on a topic on the periphery. We hear about carbon capture, which is more relevant, especially cement industry. And there anybody who has raised the bar in India in terms of carbon capture on the cement side, because that is what is considered to be one of course, among the many industries, construction industry. So I would just wanted to take your view on where we are on this.
Two
Thank
things.
you.
Yeah. Two things I can connect with your question, Mr. Jaishankar. One is the cement, the major carbon emission that are we call it as in a different term called as embodied carbon. The embodied carbon is what is very, very critical. That is why I told two factors in a construction industry: cement and steel. Not only cement, steel also has a lots of impact in terms of carbon emissions. So these two factors are still in the evolving phase. It's our emerging phase. It's not even emerging phase, I can say, even in the pilot stage. I can put that one of the companies, I don't want to name the car manufacturer, for one particular car. They are now looking at bringing the steel, which is going to be net zero steel kind of thing, which is going to be for only one particular car, because that is going to be very tough. It's not going to be. That is why, sir, if you look at it, the carbon neutral is not going to be tomorrow's baby. It's going to be even solar, for that matter, solar cells. We don't know what to do after the expiry of the life cycle of the entire solar panels. We don't have any solution even today. Even today, I'm telling you, after so many years of use of solar panels for solar manufacturing, because its life is 25 years minimum, we don't care now. But the research is on in such a way. What is that we can do about it after the life cycle is over? So that's all. Likewise, to answer to you, cement and steel is still, it is in the evolving phase, or in the R&D or research phase only, which is going to take some time, sir. That is why we are having this timeline of 2050, 2040, and all those things. Still, we have to go long way.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Major, you want to do it?
You are in mute. He is in mute, actually.
Major, you are in mute. Please unmute. Major. Major, you have to unmute. We are not able to hear you. You are trying
Unmute. Okay. Now it is okay. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
e-waste management is really worrying me. We are trying to do it. Being a life member of IEEE, we have conducted one at Bangalore. This particular aspect has not been given any this one. E-waste management is the absolutely not worried. I see the kabadiwalas breaking the thing and other thing. It's a huge amount of business. I don't know who is going to take it up. Only one of the entrepreneurs has to take it onto the e-waste management, because the amount of silver which can be recovered from their contacts and other things. Since I worked with the connectors, and it has got a lot of other useful items, and also environmentally it will save the environment. That's it. Not more than that. I don't want it to occupy more space of yours. And I really enjoyed it. After years, I came up on the air, and thanks to Rajaram and Rajakumajikam and Velan sir, I am really grateful to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank
In
you very
fact,
much,
I
sir.
would,
Once
yeah.
again, for illuminating us, and thank you everyone for good attendee. Thank you very much. Looking forward to meeting you in a future session, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.